Donald Trump has a real problem with black people. Even though he recently said he would win the black vote, he's actually polling somewhere between 1 and 2%, statistically zero in some individual states. A recent poll in Ohio had Trump polling zero. Now, Lewis, that doesn't mean no black people are voting for Trump in Ohio. What it means is statistically it didn't even make it to 1% in the poll, and that's bad enough.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it'll happen, but I'm hoping at some point he'll reach negative 1 or 2% with the black vote.
So Trump decides to go after the black vote. He's going to court the black vote. And like most things in the Donald Trump campaign, he seems to end up doing the opposite of what's logical. He decided to go make an appeal to the black vote in front of yet another mostly white crowd and just said untruth after untruth about black people. I don't know that Trump said anything accurate about black people in this speech, other than the fact that he seemed to acknowledge them as black people, right? He seems to be talking about them as if they are part of Homo sapiens. That's the only relatively accurate thing in the entire discussion here. I will play the clip for you. This is Trump speaking in Diamondale, Michigan, which is 96.4% white, and he made a horribly misinformed appeal to black people. Take a look.
What do you have to lose by trying something new like Trump? What do you have to lose?
Right. Wow.
I think I see a black woman.
I say it again. What do you have to lose? Look, what do you have to lose? You're living in poverty. Your schools are no good.
Oh.
You have no jobs. 58% of your youth is unemployed.
Right.
What the hell do you have to lose?
He then doubled down on the insane, going on the Jeanine Pirro show on Fox News, which we could do a couple hours on that show alone. I mean, that show is insane. So he goes on one of the most heinous and depraved shows on one of the most heinous and depraved networks, and it's totally Looney Tunes. He said black people have no education either. Take a listen.
Of them, and it was in my speech, and I really sort of just was reading the statistics where you have 40% that are living in poverty, 58% of the students, I mean, the young people, they can't get jobs. And, it's just like a total catastrophe. The unemployment rates, everything is bad. No health care, no education, no anything. And poverty is unbelievable. And then I said, hey, wait a minute. Vote for me. What do you have to lose? I can't do worse. You can't do any worse than what these people have been doing, and I will do better. And actually said that if you vote for me the next time in 4 years, I'll get 95% of your vote because you're going to see such a big improvement.
When you say you're living in poverty, you're clearly implying or saying that poverty is something that afflicts most or a majority of the group, in this particular case, black Americans. Otherwise, why would you say it that way? Yes, black Americans have a higher than average poverty rate, around a quarter compared to 10% overall. But he's saying that, basically poverty is just, most black people are poor, so why not vote for me? He said black people are sending kids to failing schools as if that's the fault of black people, that schools in disproportionately black areas have problems. In fact, Trump, part of his platform is to take away federal funding from education, which would only make those so-called black schools be even worse off.
Yeah, well, it's part of the whole Donald Trump thing that I can improve everything.
Yeah.
Everything will be better under me. And just telling people that they're completely destitute and have absolutely nothing to lose doesn't seem like the best strategy.
When you say you have no jobs, you're clearly implying or saying that unemployment is something that afflicts most or a majority of black Americans. Otherwise, again, why would you say it? And yes, unemployment is higher among black Americans as it is among Hispanic Americans. In terms of black Americans, it's roughly double the national unemployment rate. But it seems, Jason, like Donald Trump doesn't know that most black people are not poor and most black people have jobs. I mean, it's like a caricature of the population that he seems to be focusing on here.
Well, I guess when you say your message is, well, it just can't get any worse, try me. I mean, that pretty much says it all to me right there.
You have to sort of outline a caricature of how things are if your message is, I can't possibly be worse than where things are right now, because that's you're depending on things being a disaster in order for that to appeal to anybody.
Yeah. And certainly this is a disastrous place we're in right now. But who really thinks that Donald Trump is going to turn things around?
For black people, as he says. If you believe Trump statistics, the next question becomes, how will Trump's policies on, for example, healthcare or funding for education or his view on voting rights, none of those positions will at all help the black American community. Trump says, well, we need to create job opportunities. I agree with that. The problem is his policies won't actually do that. Let me say a quick word about today's sponsor, Blue Apron. I've now cooked Blue Apron meals twice, and I absolutely love it. Basically, the way it works is you get the fresh ingredients for 3 meals sent to you. It's all delivered in a cold pack. It is all fresh. It is all segmented in portions so that you don't have waste, and it is sourced closer to where you live than the ingredients you might buy in a local grocery store. And as you know, Lewis, I'm a big fan of cooking different items, but it's very easy for me when I have to, figure out what to buy at the grocery store. I'm busy. I just go back to the classic 6 or 7 recipes that I rotate. And Blue Apron is awesome because they do not repeat any recipes for an entire year. They send you the ingredients and you cook stuff you would probably never think to cook. I made a pizza, for example. I made a pasta dish that I'd never even heard of, never mind would ever consider making. So it is really, really cool way to cook fresh, not waste food, and really mix up what it is that you are eating. And viewers of the show can get 3 free meals if you go to blueapron.com/Pakman, and you get free shipping as well. Some of the meals available in August, summer vegetable and quinoa bowl. Lewis is a huge fan of quinoa, with fairy tale eggplants, shishito peppers, and corn. Also, chicken tinga tacos with summer squash and tomato salsa. Get 3 meals free with free shipping at blueapron.com/Pakman. It's the best.